When I met Gerald Ford, I don't think he had any idea of proposing. We just thought we would be good friends, companions. But with time, I certainly developed a feeling that this was someone special in my life.
He was a selfless man. He thought of others first. He thought of duty first. He thought of his country first. And I think that all of those qualities go into a warship that represents a country, protects a country, is built by people who are dedicated to the same type of principles.
He loved being in the Navy, and he loved serving his country. Dad always served his country, from being in the Navy to community service to being in Congress to being vice president and then president. And service was his life.
It was in his blood, and I think if you're going to go into politics, it better be in your blood. And he had a passion for it. And he loved going out and giving the Lincoln Day speeches and campaigning and trying to get more Republicans in the House of Representatives. So yes, he loved every minute of it.
He was Gerald Ford, the father and husband and leader of our country, and that was, I think, refreshing for people.
He had a great energy level, and he had great enthusiasm for what he was doing.
The country was very sour, Watergate, Vietnam. And Dad, whether you liked his policies or not, did it with character, did it with integrity, made those decisions. Even the Nixon pardon, it wasn't about his political career, because it ended his political career by pardoning Richard Nixon. But I think he knew long term, the country had to move on, it had to heal.
When Jerry and I realized that he was going to have to assume the role of president, which came automatically from President Nixon's resigning, we just felt that this was a responsibility we had to shoulder. And I thought Jerry rose to the occasion beautifully.
In all my public and private acts as your president, I expect to follow my instincts of openness and candor with full confidence that honesty is always the best policy in the end. My fellow Americans, our long national nightmare is over.
My dad really put the country back together, and people began to trust again in government and policy and everything else.
The American public saw in my father just the person he really truly was, as a very normal and hardworking, strong, high-principled person who wanted to create a better life for his family and for this country.
My dad was such a humble man and never expected anything like this. And I'm so glad that he was alive to know that, the CVN 78 was going to be named after him. When Rumsfeld came to give Dad the hat, the smile on Dad's face was just unbelievable.
Whether it's the people building the ship or the people who are going to serve on it, how proud Dad would be to be part of this wonderful creation that's going to represent our country throughout the world for a half a century.
Ladies and gentlemen, USS Gerald R. Ford, CVN 78.
To be part of that team, and that's the way he would think about it, is he was part of the USS Gerald R. Ford team, is something that I know was very special to him.
Integrity is certainly a word you would use to describe Gerald Ford. Because of his morals, because of his integrity, that he didn't come to a quick judgment, that he listened, that he was a leader, that he always told the truth. We don't want him forgotten, and this is just one more way to carry on his legacy.